Well, welcome back there, everyone. How you doing today? It's me again, your host, Carpo. Question of why do we laugh? Just start straight off with it. As I was beginning to make this video, a question occurred to me, why do we cry? I wanted to talk about humor today, but the reason why it led to why do we laugh is because somebody actually uploaded a video earlier this morning about that topic specifically, called Why Do We Laugh? I believe it might have been Aperture. It's one of the YouTube channels I watch, but made some great points about laughter and how many different theories have come up about why we laugh. Different types of humor, different situations, inside jokes, and public jokes. And sometimes it's not about releasing tension. Like sometimes people will laugh at absurd times or absurd things. We can't, like, that's a natural laugh. Believe me, I laugh at the weirdest times. And that's why I've been analyzing it. I'll laugh at myself and the stupid shit that I say sometimes. And it's so awkward because I'm like, why am I making myself laugh? More than that, how am I making myself laugh? The things I laugh at are usually the absurdities of life. Often behaviors of humans, but it can extend well into the natural and just the ridiculous realm. But generally, there's something, it has to do with consciousness. Watching another conscious being or beings doing something specifically that's funny or that exist or look a certain way. So, for example, I might make fun of a pangolin, make a joke about the way a rhino looks, or whatever animal or insect you can think of. Do I actually hate that insect? Or do I really have something against it? No, I'm pointing out something about it that's humorous for some reason that we don't understand. It's funny to us. I guess you might be able to extend this into other realms of jokes which have become, let's just say, inappropriate. Let's take the George Carlin, for example, or any of the 70s and 80s humor, Eddie Murphy, Raw, whatever it might be. Things that today would be completely unacceptable. However, people still laugh to this day about them. Society still thinks things are funny that we're told not to think are funny. Why? Do we hate the people that we're laughing at? No, of course not. I mean, very rarely have I met anyone in my life that actually holds any resentment against any class, whether it be, their culture, their race, gender, whatever it might be. If we find something funny about a topic, just maybe the absurdity of being a human in general, that can be misconstrued and completely misunderstood by people. So I guess what I'm getting at with that aspect is that we need to laugh, and when we find something that's funny, don't be embarrassed because we find it funny. Don't look too deep into it. We don't always laugh at things that are truly funny. We have a weird way of picking up on things out of the blue, something that might be funny one day that's not funny the next. But that doesn't answer the question, of course. Why do we seek out that humor? And why do we need it? Is it an important part of who we are? I'm always suspicious of people who can't laugh, or people who don't have any sense of humor. I'll be honest, I don't laugh at a lot. There are people out there who laugh at things that I just think are stupid. I mean, a lot of the memes out there and really lazy jokes just don't do it for me, right? But it doesn't mean that I need something that's well thought out or extremely deep in order to find it humorous. It could be something so stupid. So sometimes jokes have to be deep. Sometimes, if they're too deep, they're not funny. And then that would lead me to, wonder not just why we laugh, but why we cry. People say to release our emotion, but why do we have emotion? Why do we even mourn? Why is that part of our psyche? Why is that part of our psychology that we spend time being sad about things? I mean, it's built within us, but also it's built within us to get over things relatively quickly. I think sometimes people's own, overthinking about subjects, is what leads them down the wrong road. They need to recover. But there is a moment of pain. Why do we feel physical pain when we lose somebody we love, right? Like a loved one dies and it feels like we got hit with a hammer in the chest. What is that? You know? I've heard people try to explain all the other emotions. Like, well, we have this, we have hunger because we're hungry, and, we get angry so we can get adrenaline and deal with situations. But there's more to it than that. And it's not just a cultural thing. Emotions aren't something that are culturally created. They're not something that just came out of nowhere. They are something we've felt within our, very souls, if you want to go there. And a lot of animals don't show the same types. If you look at it from the outside, it doesn't seem that they have emotions. But of course, anybody who's spent any time around animals knows that they do. They can be grumpy. They can have bad days. They can be playful. They can laugh. They can mourn. Elephants have been known to go off of their migration trail for miles to go mourn an area where one of their relatives died, and they'll walk around the bones and spend some time there, and then they'll leave and go back to their main path. No purpose, there's no food there. They just do it because there's something within them that makes them want to mourn their losses, the people that they've lost, even though it's not them. And along those lines, we like to mourn with other people. We want to relate to other people. The same way we want to laugh with other people. That having others around makes us much more likely to find something humorous and to laugh about it. And that those connections drive us as human beings. Thanks for listening. Talk to you later.